Sir, do you hold a captain's license? No, sir. Do you hold any marine license? No, sir. Do you hold even the license of an able-bodied seaman? Yes, sir. How long have you had that? Since 1914, sir. When I asked you about a marine license, you thought I meant an officer's license, didn't you? Yes, sir. This lighter 36, is that a boat that has no power on it? Yes, sir. It has no power. It is taken from one place to another in the harbor by means of a tug? Yes, sir. And when they called you captain, that is a title by courtesy, is it not? Yes. Do you live on the boat? Not most of the time. We have to stay sometime to watch the cargo. Are you the only one on that boat? Yes, sir. The experience that you have had in the hauling or loading of cargo and the unloading of cargo is the experience that you have had in connection with the lighters that you have been on, is it not? Yes, sir. And when I was a seaman going on the sea. How long was it that you gave up being a seaman? Since 1914, sir. At the time that this accident happened, you had given up being a seaman for 12 years? Yes, sir. Did you work on American ships? Yes, sir. On a racing yacht. What? On a sailing yacht. Is that the only experience you ever had? I have been on American steamships and schooners. During the time that you were a seaman, you had seen cargo loaded onto the ships that you worked on? Yes, sir. And the cargo was loaded on those occasions by longshoremen? Yes, sir. The longshoremen did the loading of the cargo? Yes, sir. And while at times when you did not have any work to do on the ship as an able-bodied seaman, you could see these or them doing the work, is that right? Yes, sir. Is that where you got your experience with regard to the manner in which ships should be loaded? When I was an able-bodied seaman, we used to be stationary with the hatch in the hold under the deck and watching its cargo going up and checking it sometimes. I mean to say, it is from watching certain longshoremen work that you gained your experience of the way the work is done? Yes, sir. Is that right? Yes, sir. And then, since you left the sea and became a lighter captain, you have also watched longshoremen around the harbor do longshoring work, haven't you? Yes, sir. And we handle heavy lifts ourselves. We will come to that, but you have watched other longshoremen do work around the harbor? Yes, sir. That is, when they take a cargo from your ship or put cargo on your ship? Yes, sir. You have seen that, haven't you? Yes, sir. You say you have handled heavy lifts yourself? Yes, sir. By that, what do you mean? Up to 5 tons on the lighters. Have you any winch on the lighter? Yes, sir. You have power on the lighter? Yes, sir, a gasoline engine. And when cargo weighing 5 tons, that is, have you had experience with that? Machinery. Do you load and unload that yourself? Yes, sir. Do you have any help? Yes, I hire help myself. On how many occasions have you done that? Very few occasions. Sometimes it happens once or twice a year. We have to get the very heavy lift with 2 or 3 tons. Do you have any direct experience yourself in the longshoring business? Do you? I never worked as a longshoreman, sir. Have you ever had any experience as a boss of a longshoring gang? No, sir. Or have you ever been directly concerned with a stevedoring company? No, sir. Your experience so far as stevedores and longshoremen is concerned is from watching them work where you have been around? Yes, sir. You spoke of a spool like a spool of thread, only it is bigger? That is right. Do you remember how wide the flat surface of the spool on the winch of this boat was? No, sir, I couldn't tell you. Do you know whether it was a foot or 2 feet wide? I couldn't answer your question. Did you see the spool on the winch of this boat? I was not over there to look at the spool. I couldn't hear you. I was not up on the deck and looking at the spool, no, sir. When you were asked what was the size of the rope that was being used at the time, you first said that they generally use 3-inch rope.